What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, fellow Riskers? The Battle of the Titans tournament is here. The Challenger round is over. We are officially into group stage. The top 8 players have been solidified. They get their bye week, they move on to round 1, they avoid the group stage. Group stage is coming now. We have 16 players signed up for the 1v1 tournament to battle it out in the group stage. 8 of them will be moving on to round 1 of the tournament to face the top 8 that have already qualified. I hope you're all ready today. We got Battle of the Titans recap. So who are the top 8? Who are the 16 moving to group stage? And then, how's group stage going to work? We're going to cover all of that here in today's video. I'm going to switch off of this epic music here. We're going to move over to sharing my screen and diving straight into this document. The top 8. Lots of drama, lots of intrigue, lots of, I'd say, questionable things that have happened. But the rules are the rules and the facts are the facts, and we got to stick to it, boys. Sap, Saksu, Easter, Dauda, Clocks, Nurla, Bokus, and Doomsy solidify a top 8 position. Some very strong players. On the outside, looking in, MSI World, Jaeger, OSB, Todd, Wild Pet, Robots, Smoke. What about these guys? These guys could be top 8 1v1 players. And they're not in it. They're going to be in the group stage now. We actually have probably the biggest surprise in the whole Challenger round is Clocks getting that top 8 spot. Smoke and Clocks could not get a game scheduled. It was by decision that Clocks was more active and more willing to play, so Smoke gets knocked out, not due to actual gameplay, but due to availability issues. And Clock now captures a top 8 spot. Lots of questions around that. How's Clocks going to react once we get to round 1? The top 8 are supposed to be favored, so is Clocks going to be favored here when he comes up against the player in round 1 moving out of the group stage? I guess we'll find out. The top 4 seem solidified and as strong as ever. We have Sappy-chan, Saksu, Easter, and Dauda really holding down the fort. And we have a pretty solid rest of the roundup for the top 8 with Nurla, Bokus, and Doomsy. Again, a couple of these players on the outside looking in, though. OSB, he didn't even play through the Challenger round, so he just moved straight to the group stage. Jaeger was in and out, doing lots of challenges, very close to capturing a top 8 spot. Todd held a top 8 spot for a while, and he got knocked out. MSI World, I feel like, did not do a great job challenging players for that top 8 position. He definitely wasn't as active challenging players, but he should be a top 8 player. Wild Pet held a top 8 player for quite some time, and Wild Pet does get knocked back into the group stage. Robot started as a top 8 player, got knocked out, did a couple challenges, failed those challenges, and so he's also going to be in the group stage of the tournament. So let's check out the group stage. So the group stage has 16 players. The top 8 players are going to move on to round 1 of the tournament, and they will be then facing off against our top 8 players who we just mentioned. So group stage players that have been confirmed, we have OSB, Jaeger, Todd, MSI World, Wild Pet, Robots, Bin, Poo Monkey, Levi, Jax, Yashkama, Darager, Cold Mist, Dark Knight, Kenji, and Eyebrow. So we have some really great players, really great talent in the group stage. And how this is going to work is their fates will be sealed with the Wheel of Death. Though we got our picker wheel, we got our spinner randomized wheel, and we're going to assign these players into their individual groups. It's going to work similar to the World Cup format. We're going to have 4 different groups. Each group is going to have 4 players. So we'll have 4 players in Group A, 4 in Group B, 4 in Group C, 4 in Group D, and then amongst those players in the group, so let's say you're a player in Group A, you play all of those people in Group A. So player 1 will play player 2, player 3, and player 4 in Group A. You only play the players in your group, and the 2 players from each group that have the best record will move on to round 1 of the tournament to face those top 8 players. And we might actually have quite a few players that deserve to be in round 1 of the tournament that don't make it out of group stage, because there's quite a few good 1v1 players here that are making it to the group stage. So what we're doing today is we're spinning the wheel, we're assigning these players to their respective groups, and we're going to figure out what these groups look like. And I have done us the the work of getting all the players in here. And so what we're doing right now is player A is going to be, Group A. We're going to find the players for Group A here. So the first 4 people that are chosen with this spinner, again, it's all random. They're going to be in Group A, and they will be going up against each other throughout the group phase. And the spinny's going. We got the spinner sound effects even going. It's spinning. It's going. It's going. It's got 1 of 16 people to choose from. And we got Levi. Levi is in Group A. And now I think we hide him, right? So let me just make sure. I think he's gone out of here. I want to make sure this is done, right? Yeah, okay. So now he can't be selected. And we're going to find a partner for Levi, a fellow Group A member. And it looks like it's gonna be... Is it Jax or Pooh? It's Jax! Okay. Levi and Jax going up at it in Group A. Alright, and then we still have 2 more players for Group A, so we're spinning again. Let's see who these guys go up against. We got Levi, we got Jax, and we got Robots! Okay, early thoughts here. I think Robots is definitely favored to come out of Group A. But Levi and Jax are good players and I think have been more active than Robots lately. So don't count them out. And this is our final player now for Group A. Final player being decided right here. Who's going into Group A to join these fellows? It's Boo! Oh my goodness, you might call this the Wood League group. For those of you that don't know, Wood League is sub 1400 ELO. They're definitely not the best in the community, but they're definitely not the worst, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we got Levi, Robots, Pooh Monkey, Jax. Levi, Jax, and Pooh Monkey are all part of that Wood League, so it's guaranteed that at least one Wood League member is going to be moving on to the round 1 of the tournament. Oh my goodness, yeah, so just to give an example now, right? It would basically look like this. So Levi would be playing Jax, and then Levi plays Robots, and then Levi plays Pooh Monkey, right? And so then that means that Jax, obviously, he's playing Levi, and Jax will then be playing Robots, and then Jax will be playing Pooh Monkey, right? And then so Robots, obviously, he's already listed here, so he's playing Levi. Robots is playing Jax, and then Robots versus Pooh Monkey. And then when you look at Pooh Monkey will be playing Robots, Pooh Monkey will be playing Jax, Pooh Monkey will be playing Levi. So that's kind of how the format will work. You'll have 6 games across the players in each of these groups, and then we'll base it on the win-loss record. And so whoever has like the highest win-loss record, the top 2 players will end up moving on then, and the bottom 2 players get knocked out. So that's just to kind of show you what this will look like. All right, so we're going to hide Pooh Monkey as the choice. We're going to spin now, and this is for Group B. We're going to see who all belongs in Group B to face off against each other. And we have Wild Pet. Okay, Wild Pet was a top 8. He had beaten quite a few people in the top 8 spot, and he barely lost his challenge, I believe, whoever challenged him. So I'll have to go back through the history of what happened there. But yeah, Wild Pet could be favored here for Group B. It looks really good. I don't know how many of these players can actually beat Wild Pet. We have Kenji. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Kenji, I didn't even mention this, but we have quite a few people from the Path to Ascension tournament in this tournament. You have Dark Knight, Kenji, Cold Mist, Darager, Yashkama. All of these players were in that Path to Ascension tournament, and now they're going against the big boys, and that's absolutely amazing. Oh, sorry, I misspelled Kenji here, but Kenji is picked regardless of how terrible of a spelling job I did. All right, who will Kenji and Wild Pet? Who is going to be in their group? It is, oh my goodness, OSB very well could be the best player in group stage, and OSB is joining that right here. That's a tough grouping so far. We're going to go once more. This is the final player for Group B. Very tough group if you're looking at it, and we got Dark Knight. Oh my god. All right, so Dark Knight and Kenji, both Path to Ascension players. They're going to go up against some seasoned vets in Wild Pet and OSB, and they're going to have their hands full. This is going to be absolutely nuts. What a group there. All right, and now we're moving on to Group C. So this is actually going to decide Group C, the next 4 players, and then the last 4 that are left are automatically placed in Group D. Big picks here. Yashkama moves on to Group C. Yashkama. All right, got the spelling right there. And we're gonna find him some players to go against. Yashkama in Group C. Who else is going to be joining him here in Group C? It's Jaeger. Jaeger, again, another really strong player. That's going to be tough for Yaj. And let's see who else is going to have to face off against Jaeger and Yaj here. Group C, we have 2 spots left for Group C. And it looks like it's Ibra. Ibra's probably the biggest underdog here in this tournament. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him big time. That would be quite the upset if he's able to take down those guys and make it on to round 1, and I would love to see that. And this is to wrap up all the groupings. So we have Todd. Todd, a very strong player. Todd wraps up Group C, and now we figure out who's left for the final group. So it's Cold Mist. So we have Cold Mist joining us for this tournament. We have Derringer. We have MSI World and Bin. Oh my goodness. MSI World, again, definitely a top 8 player, but he is on the outside looking in. And Ben also has shown that he can play in the top 8 level as well, but he's currently on the outside looking in. And that wraps up our group stage. So Group A, Levi, Jax, Robots, Poomonkey. Group B, Wild Pet, Kenji, OSB, Dark Knight. Group C, Yajkama, Jaeger, Ibra, and Todd. And Group D, Cold Mist, Derringer, MSI World, and Bin. Absolutely nuts. The groupings are finalized. We're going to notify all the players, and group stage officially starts today. The players will all be given calendars to schedule games amongst each other. This will be going on for quite some time until we get to the top 8 players, and then we move them on to the official round 1 of the tournament. But yeah, I mean, we've kept this document up to date. I'll share this in the YouTube description as well. It has the specific tournament rules for the top 1. It has all the potential players. It looks like we will unlikely get Eric, Fresh, Trusty, Smoke. A couple of these players very good in the risk community, but some things are happening with their scheduling. We do have backup options, I should mention. So Hasoon, myself, Xander, and Fluffy as some backups in case any of these people do drop out of the tournament before group stage officially starts. And yeah, I mean, some of the drama that happened during the Challenger. Let's do a little bit of a Challenger round recap. I've been doing my best to keep a log of all the drama and also the challenge histories here. And so drama's happening. We had from day 1 of the tournament, we had some drama between Nerla and Jaeger trying to figure out tournament rules. And on my end, I had not really figured out all the ways that the challenger round could work. Lots of headaches and stuff going in there, but we finally figure it out. We create a very solid rule functionality going forward. And you know what? When you look at this now, so that drama happened all the way back in the challenge round for that was drama number 1. The last drama that we literally just had to wrap up today was the clocks and smoke situation, and this can actually be stemmed all the way back from round 1 of the or from drama 1 drama number 1 on day 1 of the tournament. So basically what happened here is there's basically like too many people trying to challenge and DM each other, and they were trying to challenge everyone, and they were also trying to figure out like the format of like how to play. Like if one person challenges, like do you accept a challenge who can play first, or do you accept the challenge in the order that was given? And so we came up with very strict rules for the tournament. Basically, the challenger needs to continue to reach out to the person they're challenging. They need to try to like show that they're actively scheduling a game, and if that top 8 player doesn't make themselves available enough, they're basically listed as dodging. So it was really to incentivize players who were challenging to like be active in scheduling, trying to get them to schedule. And for the top 8 player, if you want to hold that spot, you also have to make yourself available and show that you're ready to play, right? Well, Smoke and Clocks had some very strict scheduling conflicts, and Smoke wasn't really in the 1v1 chat where everything was being put. He really wanted it to be done over DMs. He has the chat muted. And so long story short, because of all the scheduling issues, like Clocks seemed to have made himself more available. Smoke did not seem to be as available, and that's why Clocks actually gets that. And that actually comes back all the way from the rules that we created on day 1 because of this. We have some crazy like this again. Drama number two happened because Jaeger was challenging people through DMs. Lots of people just challenging nonstop. Who should have got the top eight here? Really, people thought that Jaeger should have been in the top eight because of everything that was going on. Jaeger won his game, but they basically didn't count it because they said that Todd was had challenged first, and he did it in the 1v1 channel, and no one knew about the DMs. Crazy stuff going on there. Drama number three. So Smoke actually in dramas twice here. Is he getting special treatment? He got to skip the whole first week of the challenger round. Was it fair to the other top eight players? People saying he's not even top eight. And you know, if I hope Smoke watches this, he's listed as unlikely. I would really want to figure out a way to get him in the tournament. He didn't want to really go through the whole group stage. So very unfortunate situation. Again, having a couple of these players missing out on the tourney, very unfortunate. But we're gonna rock with what we got. Drama number four, Ben and Todd. Who's the biggest dodger? We had last week who was dodging the most and not scheduling their games. So again, really fun stuff. No, there's obviously no hard feelings with any of this drama. It's just fun to keep track of everything that was going on. Challenger round was very polarizing. Lots of people disliked how it was set up. Some people really liked how it was set up. So we'll have to get better and improve as we go on. And yeah, the challenge history is probably the biggest thing here. So you can kind of see a history of what happened. So Wild Pet, again, he's in the group stage. He did knock Nerla out of the top eight, took his spot. And then for Wild Pet, let's see what happened with Wild Pet here. Doomsy. So Doomsy ended up challenging Wild Pet and towards the end of the tournament too, towards the end of the challenger round. And so that's how Doomsy captured his spot. He ended up knocking Wild Pet out of that top eight. Todd ended up knocking Robots out of the top eight. So that's why Robots is on the outside looking in, and Robots lost a series of challenges to try to get back in. Jaeger knocked Todd out of the top eight. All right. And then Doomsy knocked Jaeger out of the top eight. So very crazy. But then, again, it goes full circle here. So Wild Pet originally knocked Nerla out. Nerla knocked Doomsy out. So then Doomsy had to come back in, and he knocked Wild Pet out. So unreal, just back and forth. It doesn't seem like any of the top four were ever truly threatened here in the tournament. So they were basically had their spots secure, and those are the four that are favored to win it. But that's down the road here. Right now, we're just going to be looking at group stage. I will throw this down in the link below. I'll also throw the tournament rules down there so you all stay up to date. I'll put timestamps in here so you guys can bounce around to the different parts of the video. Hope you guys appreciate and like all the content coming your way. Lots of 1v1 content coming up. We have lots of games to be played. Lots of great players in the community going at it head to head. Can't wait to see who moves on to round one of the tournament. Thank you all so much. Like the video, subscribe if you're enjoying the content and want to be notified about future content coming out. And we will see you all on the next one.